Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Dr. Sandman. J'espère que vous êtes super. No, that's some bullshit. Okay, I'm not gonna speak in French the whole video. However, I did go to France. I did complete a lifelong dream of going to France. I'm not gonna drag this on as much as I can. I'm gonna try to not drag this on. This is gonna be a long video. You are going to see clips of the actual trip, but I do also want to talk about the things that happened, so it's gonna be a mishmash of me talking about the trip and explaining things that happened that I didn't get video of, as well as things I did get video of that you will get to see, and I will be showing you the things that I got. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. Yeah, it's gonna have to be a two-parter. The video is just gonna be too long. I had to get a train to the airport, so on my way there, there was a guy who was like, "Hey, is this the right train?" I said, "Yep, this is the one I'm going on. This is where it's going." And he said, "I'm really nervous. I'm meeting the love of my life for the first time. We've been calling on the phone for 8 hours every day for like months." I'm like, "Damn, that's a lot." And he goes, "And we're finally meeting up. I'm really nervous." And I'm like, "Oh, you know, I'm nervous too. I'm going to Paris." He goes, "You're going to Paris?" And he goes, "You know, you gotta follow your dreams." And I said, "You gotta follow your dreams." And we were hyping each other up before the trip, so that was really nice. And that was like a sign that, like, you know, this is what I was supposed to be doing, and now was the time to do it. Because I was really scared, because this was the first time I was ever leaving the country, first time ever being in France, first time being in a foreign country where the first language is, where the main language is not English, and I do speak French. If you didn't know, I'm not native speaker fluent, but I'm fluent enough that I can carry out conversations in France, tested and proven, because it happened. And also my first time traveling entirely alone. I did all this by myself. I've traveled alone before, but I've always met up with somebody at some point during the trip, so I wasn't alone the whole time. This is the first time I did everything completely alone. That wasn't a ghost, that was my cat. So this was really scary for me. First time on a plane, first time on a trip like this. Very scary, but I did it. The first day that I was there, one of the first things that I did, like when I landed that day anyways, one of the first things I did was I went to a bakery, and I was like, "I'm here for some French fucking bread. Give me that shit." So I went to a bakery, a boulangerie, that was about a 5-minute walk from my hotel. So I got baguettes all the time. I asked for a traditional baguette, and I ordered it, and I tried to use French as much as possible on this trip. And the lady said, "Yep," and then she goes like, "This is how much it is, cash or card," all in French. And I paid with card, and we finished the whole transaction, and sort of like, "Hi, how are you? This is what I would like. How much is it?" Like, da 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 da. And then after we were done with the transaction, she said, "I love your hair. It's so beautiful." I said, "Oh, thank you." And she said, "How long have you been growing it?" And then I had to like search my memory, because there's like 4 different ways that you could say the word since. So it's like, depuis quand, and I'm trying to figure out the right way to say it. And then her expression changed. She goes, "Where are you from?" I said, "Aux États-Unis, United States." And she goes like, "Oh, I thought you were from here. Your French is so good." And I was like, "Oh." It did not happen the whole trip. Some people could tell I was American immediately. Some people could find out, but later on, after the conversation, they'd notice that my accent was off and be like, "Wait, where are you from?" And some people, if they noticed that I wasn't from France, they didn't say anything, because we just carried on in French just fine. The first real day that I spent there, the first thing I did was I went to a metaphysical shop, and that place was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And I asked the guy there, because I wanted to do research on traditional French folk magic and French paganism, because Christianity and Catholicism have done a swell job at erasing any written history about it. So I asked for any books on the subject, if he had any, for any, like, you know, French folk magic. And he went, "Oh." I said, "Yeah, my family's from France. I want to learn about our culture." And he went, "Désolé," which means sorry, because he was like, oh, you want to learn about our culture? And I was like, yeah, it's my culture too. He's like, oh. So he showed me a book that he recommended, and hopefully has the stuff that I'm looking for. And at the end of a transaction, because I got a book, an oracle deck, and a crystal for my coworker Julie, he goes, do you want to go upstairs? I said, upstairs? And he goes, yeah, I'll show you pictures. He invited me to his altar space, to his sacred space, and he said, yeah, every time a customer comes in and they're respectful of the store, and if I think that they'll like it, I invite them to come up and see it. And that felt like really special. And everybody I talked to in France was so nice. I was expecting them all to like go American, and that didn't happen. So I said, thank you for showing me this. This is beautiful. Can I take pictures? He said, yes, absolutely. Just not this wall, but everything else you could take a picture of, and it's beautiful. I went to look for the Eiffel Tower. I tried to plan everything so I wouldn't have to backtrack. Tried to go the furthest away from my hotel to start the day and then work my way back. And I miscalculated some of the distances, which is fine. So every time I was walking someplace, I had a place to go, and I had like my map out to figure out where I was going. If I saw something cool on my way to my destination, I'd be like, well, I have all the time in the world. It's my vacation. I have no one here to hold me back, so I'm just going to look at it and then get back on track. So I got distracted by a lot of like touristy shops on my way to the Eiffel Tower, on my way to a metro to get to the Eiffel Tower. And I finally got back on track, and I was looking, I was like, where's this metro station? The map says I'm right here. And I see the sign says Notre, and I was like, oh, and then immediately past it, I saw in the very near distance the Notre Dame Cathedral, and all the air in my lungs left my body, and I let out like a very dry, loud sob. I'm not Catholic, I'm not Christian, and I can't explain why, but the thing, like the monument, I guess, or site that I want to see the most in France was Notre Dame Cathedral. I don't know why I wanted to see that the most out of everything. I'm not like Christian or Catholic, but I wanted to see it, and when I saw it so close, like I just lost it. I immediately went over, and it was so beautiful, and then I sat down in front of it and I drew it for a while and kind of appreciated it. You can't go in because it's still under construction due to the fire. I didn't need to go in, I just wanted to see it, and you still got to get like pretty close to it. It wasn't like blocked off for like a mile. I found her. Notre Dame. Oh my god, get into all these details. Oh my god.
Let's go.
And while I was drawing, I was humming to myself the song Milord by Edith Piaf, and I was just like, and then just like humming to myself as I was drawing Notre Dame, and I was like, okay, I've had enough of Catholicism, and then I got up and I started walking away, and I heard Milord, and I said, that's so funny, I was just humming that and somebody's playing it, and I looked, somebody wasn't playing it, somebody was singing it. There was a street performer singing Milord, and I went over and I listened, and she did a great job. She sounded a lot like Edith Piaf, and I gave her €20 because I was just like, yeah, I got money to spend, and she's great. And then I started to walk away, and then I hear her playing La Foule, which is another Edith Piaf song. So I was like, this bitch is playing all Edith Piaf. So I stood in front of her and I listened to it, and it was so good. And there wasn't really that big of a crowd around her, which I was sad because I was like, she's doing great. And then in between, after she finished La Foule, and while she was singing La Foule during an instrumental, she goes, you could sing with me, because I was mouthing the words. I was like, oh, no, you sing. And she finished it, and I said, vous connaissez l'accordéoniste? Do you know the accordionist? Which is my favorite Edith Piaf song. She said, oui. And she came up to me, she goes, you like Edith Piaf? And then she goes, oh, and because I forgot I was wearing a necklace with a picture of Edith Piaf on it. She goes, oh, your necklace. I said, oh yeah, I love Edith Piaf. And she goes, wow. And then she said, you want the accordionist? And I said, yes, that's my favorite Edith Piaf song. If you know it, if you want to. She goes, oh, of course. And then she said, where are you from? And this is all in French. We didn't speak English. I said, United States. And she said, oh, wow, where from? I said, New York. And she goes, wow, that's amazing. And I was like, no, I'm from New York. The part of New York that's the forest. And she said, what's your name? And I said, Raven. And she stood back and she's looking through her phone to find the music, and she gets the music for the accordionist, and she said, this is for you, Raven. And then she sings it, and it's so good. Dans un bal du faubourg, son nom est un artiste, c'est un drôle de petit gars, un accordéoniste, il sait jouer la java. Elle écoute la java, mais elle ne la danse pas, elle ne regarde même pas la piste. Et ses yeux amoureux suivent le Genève, et les doigts se talons de l'artiste. Ça lui rentre dans la peau par le bas, par le haut. Elle a envie de chanter, c'est physique. Tout son être étendu, son souffle est suspendu. C'est une vraie tordue de la musique. She does a fantastic job. I loved it. It was so beautiful. And after she finished, she came up to me again and she goes, I love that necklace. And I said, thanks, I made it myself. And she goes, oh, that's wonderful. And we kept talking about how much we love Edith Piaf. And she said, do you guys like her a lot in America? I said, she's not really popular in America. I mean, people know who she is, but she's not crazy famous as she was in the past. And she goes, I love that like young people are still listening to her. And she said, can I give you a kiss? And I knew that she meant la bise, which is not like kissing on the lips. It's that thing that French people do where they go mwah, mwah, and like kiss your cheeks. It's a greeting, how you say goodbye, and also a mark of love or friendship. So she was like, can I kiss you? And I knew what she meant, so I was like, yes, of course. And we did la bise, and I felt like I was at home when that happened. That was like the moment where I was just like, this is where I'm supposed to be right now. And then I circled around because I didn't see a statue next to the cathedral, so I went to go see it, and then I walked back past her. She was singing another song and we like blew each other a kiss, and it was so nice. The next thing I did was obviously go to the Eiffel Tower. Guys, no matter how big you imagine the Eiffel Tower is, it's bigger than you think. It's fucking massive. And like, I know that you all understand that it's a huge monument, but you don't understand how big it is. So I went to the Eiffel Tower. It's enormous, but like my phone was dying and I was hungry, so I went to a cafe first, and it was a nice like little cafe. It was an expensive little cafe. Obviously it's near the Eiffel Tower. They're going to mooch off that money. And I was charging my phone, and ever since I landed in this country, I don't know if I had scurvy or something, but I was vengefully craving lemonade. So I was like, I need lemonade. And I ordered a lemonade at this really nice cafe, and they did not give me lemonade. They gave me, deadass, a glass of Sprite with a lemon slice floating in it. And I wasn't even mad. I was just like, you guys are free spirits here. You are off the fucking chain in Paris. No one can hold you back. You guys just, you're a different breed and you're built different, and I love that for you. But then I went to the Eiffel Tower, and I don't know why, but I got the ticket for the stairs, which is stupid. Because my legs were in so much pain afterwards, but it's fine. The very top of it was closed because they're remodeling it and painting it, and reinforcing it for like this event. I think they said the Olympics. I don't think it was. I don't remember, but something to that scale, you know. But the first and second floor were still open, so I went and visited both of those, and I got a few souvenirs for some of the people in my life on that, and that was really fun. And guys, the view, I don't need to say it, but it was breathtaking.
I'm crying and throwing up and sliding down the wall. I'm on the Eiffel Tower right now and I'm dying. I can't believe it's not made of Legos. Oh, oh mon Dieu. Oh, bird. Absolutely perfect.
Before I go any further, I just want to show you my makeup up close. I went for like an impressionist, kind of like almost Van Gogh, kind of like brush strokes with the eye, and I did the French flag, obviously. So it's not just a mess, it's intentional. And after I left the Eiffel Tower, I went to the kind of lawn in front of it, and I sat there and I drew the Eiffel Tower as well. So the things that I got the first day, very first thing that I got was the book that I was asking the guy for, Une histoire de l'art païenne, I think is how you say that last word, découverte de nos racines spirituelles, by Prudence Jones and Nigel Pennick. And he said it's very hard to find anything specifically French, which I knew going into this, and I knew going into the country, like they're gonna say there's not that much, but I tried and he goes, this is the closest thing I could recommend. That's the book that I got, so hopefully it has something that I can work with. And while I was there, again, I got a crystal for Julie, and I got this. I also went to France knowing I want tarot and or oracle decks that are in French, so I found this one. It's Zodiac themed. I'm very excited to review that for you guys. Some of the things I got was on the Eiffel Tower. I got this coin. It's got the Eiffel Tower on it, and it says made in France on the back. Frappé en France. And so it's the year. So it's a little souvenir that I really like. I also got a couple of these buttons. These have the filigree that's on the Eiffel Tower, the patterning that's on the Eiffel Tower on them. So I thought those were pretty cool. And then I also got like souvenirs for my friends. And then I got, where is it? There it is. This is gonna sound so dumb to some of you guys, but I had to have it. It's fake money. It's a fake euro. It says 0 right there, so you can't spend it. And it was cheap. But some of you might be thinking, why would you get that? It's holographic. One, it's pretty. It's pink. It's gorgeous and it's fun and it's a good time. But the purpose of it, obviously, well, if it's not obvious, is that it's a euro that like isn't useless, even though you can't spend it. So like the purpose of it is for a souvenir. That way you don't have to hoard the actual euros that you have, which you could get exchanged into money that you can actually use. So I got a couple of those because I thought they were cool. And that's my girl on the Eiffel Tower. Hope you did enjoy the video. I will see you guys in part 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you'd like, and all my social media is in the description below. I'll see you next time.